You need to hear this if you're fascinated by myths that shaped entire cultures. East Africa's Luo spiritual leaders aren't just history, they're living legends. For centuries, the Luo people of East Africa looked to their spiritual leaders known as Jogi or Juogi for wisdom, healing, and protection. These leaders were seen as bridges between the physical world and the spirit realm, holding the power to bless harvests, settle disputes, and even foresee the future. Their myths tell of rainmakers who could summon storms and healers whose touch cured the gravest illnesses. But their influence went beyond the mystical. Luo spiritual leaders preserved oral history, guided clans, and shaped traditions that endure today. Even as society modernized, their legacy remains woven into music, storytelling, and the values of respect and unity. So next time you hear the drumbeat of an ancient Luo song, remember it's more than a rhythm. It's the echo of spiritual leaders whose myths still inspire, centuries later. Let me take you back, way back, to a time far removed from our modern world. A time when the landscape of Kenya was painted with different strokes. Before there were highways, those ribbons of asphalt that crisscross our nation, or matatus, those vibrant, bustling symbols of Kenyan life. Before any of that, our story begins, zigzagging across the undulating hills and valleys of western Kenya. Out in the heart of Nyanza, where the air is thick with the scent of the earth, and the whispers of Lake Victoria carry ancient secrets. In a place called Kanayamwa in Homa Bay County, a land steeped in tradition and community, a child was born to a man called Ogada, entering the world amidst the warmth and love of his family. This wasn't just any child, there was something undeniably special about him from the very beginning. His name, Gor, a name that would soon resonate through the ages. Now, everyone in the village could tell. From the elders with their weathered faces to the youngest children playing in the dust, this boy was different. He possessed an aura, a presence that set him apart. As he grew, Gor didn't just follow the crowd, blindly accepting the status quo. He stood apart, a solitary figure contemplating the world around him. He saw things others missed, nuances in nature, unspoken emotions in people's eyes. He understood things adults struggled to explain, complex concepts that seemed to flow effortlessly through his young mind. Some even say he could sense what was coming, predict events before they unfolded, almost like a sixth sense, a connection to something beyond the ordinary. People began to whisper, their voices hushed with a mixture of awe and apprehension, and soon, those whispers grew into stories, tales passed down through generations around crackling fires. They called him Mahia, a name whispered with reverence and a hint of fear. That's Luo for magic, mystery, supernatural power, the very essence of the unknown and the unexplained. So, Gor Mahia was born, a name that would become synonymous with legend, not just a name, but a legend etched into the very fabric of Luo culture and Kenyan history. He became a chief, a guide, and a spiritual leader for the Luo people, a beacon of hope in a sometimes harsh world. But he wasn't your typical chief, bound by rigid traditions and outdated customs. Gor Mahia wasn't about sitting on a throne and giving orders, demanding obedience through fear and intimidation. Gor Mahia was all about wisdom, unity, and healing, fostering a sense of community and shared purpose. If there was conflict, he knew how to bring people together, to find common ground and forge lasting peace. If someone was sick, he had cures that seemed almost otherworldly, remedies drawn from the earth and imbued with spiritual power. Some stories say Gor Mahia could disappear at will, vanishing into thin air, leaving no trace behind and reappear somewhere else, miles away in an instant like he was walking between worlds, traversing dimensions beyond our comprehension. Others talk about his power to command wild animals, to speak their language and bend them to his will, control the weather, summoning rain in times of drought and calming storms with a mere gesture, or predict the future, foreseeing events with uncanny accuracy and guiding his people through uncertain times. Sounds wild, right? Almost too fantastical to believe. But ask anyone who grew up hearing these tales passed down from their grandparents and great-grandparents, and they'll tell you, Gor Mahia was real. Not just a figment of imagination, but a tangible presence in their history. He was more than just a man, he transcended the limitations of mortality, becoming something greater. He was a symbol of hope and leadership, a guiding light in times of darkness and uncertainty. In tough times, people looked to him for guidance and strength, seeking solace in his wisdom and courage. In moments of celebration, they honored him with song and dance, recognizing his contributions to their community and culture. Even after his death, his spirit lived on, woven into the fabric of their collective memory, a constant source of inspiration. Today, the name Gor Mahia echoes far beyond Homa Bay, resonating across Kenya and even beyond its borders, from the famous football club, a symbol of national pride and sporting excellence, to music, art, and everyday conversation, a testament to his enduring influence on Kenyan culture. For Kenyan youth like you and me growing up in a rapidly changing world, Gor Mahia isn't just an old story confined to the pages of history books. He's a reminder, a powerful symbol that resonates with our aspirations and dreams. Greatness can rise from anywhere, even the most humble of beginnings. You don't need a crown or fancy title. You don't need to be born into privilege or power. Just a heart for your people, a sharp mind, and the courage to walk your own path, even when it's difficult. So the next time you hear the name Gor Mahia, remember the stories, remember the legacy. It's not just about magic or supernatural powers or fantastical tales. It's about legacy, leadership, the impact you have on the world around you, and believing in something bigger than yourself, dedicating your life to a cause greater than your own personal gain. Who knows, what possibilities lie dormant within you, waiting to be awakened? Maybe you're the next legend in the making, the one who will inspire generations to come. Thanks for watching, for joining us on this journey into the heart of Kenyan legend. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that connect us to our roots and each other, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and cultural understanding.